This might be a good time to explore the house unhindered.
So now the general's dead, and now we know there's a killer among us.
Our Lord moves in far more mysterious ways than you can ever hope to uncover.
Perhaps, Miss Brent, but I'm still willing to have a go. Who do you think the killer is?
Very well. I'll humor you. Mr. Blore seems the most likely suspect.
Why?
He's already admitted he's checked up on all of us as part of his supposed job for Mr. Owen. People with secrets, especially those with secrets concerning possible murders, don't make their complicity common knowledge. It would take a man like Mr. Blore to ferret it out.
Oh, this is something I should probably bring up, but it's not a big thing. In the novel, Blore hid his identity at first.
Oh.
It wasn't until
Makes
the gramophone. It wasn't until the gramophone record was played, and it mentioned Blore by name, and not by his alias. Then, that everyone pressured him into coming clean. So that was another reason why people didn't really trust Blore, because he was hiding his identity.
Any idea who Mr. Owen's next victim might be?
Forgive me, but I doubt he takes you very seriously. That leaves the judge as the biggest threat. Yes, if I were the killer, I'd go after the judge next.
Good evening to you, Miss Brent. I'd swear this wasn't here before. Must be one of Owen's little games.
Wooden dice box.
Dice?
It opens. There's something inside.
A small desk key.
A key?
Key. Well, there's only one desk, so...
Mm-hmm. A book.
Beekeeping on the Sussex Downs.
Oh, God.
I transcribed the pertinent passages in my notebook.
I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but I know there's one little, like, joke in this book. Beekeeping... Retirement in 1903, little time passed over really. Whoops.
Oh, good job.
Thank you. Oh, I thought it said somewhere that who the author was.
Oh, that's a lot of pages.
Yeah. I could have sworn somewhere it said that the author was Sherlock Holmes.
What?
Because the thing is, in Sherlock Holmes lore, is that after he eventually retired from being a counseling detective, and he then took up being a beekeeper.
Well, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, because his logic was it was like something that he could pay attention to, keep like with key details.
Oh! Well, that boat got blown up to hell.
Yep.
Candy, ice cream. The next feature will be beginning shortly.
Mr. Norcott.
We can't blame him for snooping about in the dark, Vera dear. I'm afraid it's in his nature.
Were you looking for us?
For you, certainly.
Damn it. Let's do one thing first. That up.
This is certainly a clue of some sort.
We'll see what that says in a minute.
Who do you think the killer is?
I'd feel uncomfortable answering that.
Please try. Our lives may depend on it.
I'm surprised you value my opinion so highly. But if I were to
Jeez.
guess, I'd be
He
forced
just lays
to
the
say
flirt on
Dr.
strong.
Armstrong.
Why?
Well, who else has the opportunity to cover his tracks so well? I, for one, can't dispute him if he says potassium cyanide has been used. And 2 of the 3 victims have been poisoned. Surely that points to a
Potassium.
doctor.
Some might say to a woman.
Really?
I don't know, Jordan. Would you poison somebody?
Hmm.
Any idea who Mr. Owen's next victim might be?
Well, if I were Mr. Owen, I'd kill Philip.
Thank you so much.
He's obviously the most experienced at getting out of tight places. Wouldn't that make him the most dangerous to Mr. Owen?
A pleasure as always, Miss Claythorne.
Playing the
And who
front
do you
one
think the
strong,
killer
man.
Wargrave. The recording called us prisoners at the bar. The whole plot smacks of a sense of criminal justice gone mad. From what Vera tells me, he let that Seaton chap swing just for the jollies. Wargrave's my bet. No doubt about it.
Any idea who Mr. Owen's next victim might be?
Well, if I were crass and selfish, come to think that I am, I'd pick you. I don't much like you,
Come
Narracott.
to think it,
Philip?
The swine has his sights on you, Vera, if you'd only see it. He doesn't deserve you.
Good evening, Mr. Lombard.
Jesus.
Of course.
Christ.
Okay. Now, see what that says on the
Film's
wall.
running, but nothing's being projected.
Oh,
Eh.
okay then. I guess let's look at the film.
I can't open it. It's locked.
God
Top
dang it.
one's locked. Yeah, the top one's locked. And just so you know, we won't be opening that one till the end of the game.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, need that and that.
What
And
about that red thing?
Huh?
There was a red.
Oh, the light bulb was on top of it.
Oh.
If I opened it first. Just turn that on. 3 days. That's
no, wait,
creepy.
that's 7 days. I was
I
thinking
wonder
of
what that was all about.
Ring.
That's not just a tad creepy.
Hmm.
Let's reach for that.
Ah, the movies.
Ah!
The movies.
The Queen's Handmaiden, Gabrielle Steele. I find her style slightly histrionic.
I don't know what that word means.
Probably history
Ah,
to do with
the
history.
movies.
Probably.
The movies.
Yes. And copper pots.
Copperpot.
Untitled real film.
The film has been spooled.
Cloud. Oh,
There
hello.
is something called histrionic personality disorder.
Might be it.
What is that?
Looked like a home movie of some sort.
Seeks attention, talks dramatically with strong opinions, is easily influenced, has rapidly changing emotions, and thinks
Huh.
relationships are closer than they are.
There's a card and a film reel in here. This could use a closer look.
Breath of fresh air is rare when buried in windowless rooms and scarcer elsewhere. Last of the Borgias with Mrs. Steele.
Another thing
A Gabrielle Steele
histrionic
film.
also
No
means
thanks, I'd rather not watch that tripe.
overly theatrical or melodramatic in character or
There's a film
style.
reel and
That
a
might be
handwritten note in
Exaggerated,
here.
dramatic behavior designed to attract attention.
This bears a closer look.
I mean, which is how everyone thought of her books at the time.
That second dress makes me look like a harlot. Why can't we never reshoot? Gabrielle. The Queen's Handmaiden with Mrs. Steele.
A Gabrielle Steele film? No thanks, I'd rather not watch that tripe.
Mm.
Let's see. That's the one with the person just saying, waving hi. Okay, I think that was all of them.
Oh, when I said that, I was thinking of a different thing.
The film has been
Fuck,
spooled.
I'm tired.
How about after I talk to everybody and get their opinions, we call it quits?
That'd be a good idea.
And
Okay.
I can't really stay up on it much longer. I'm really tired. I'm sorry.
Okay. I guess we can cut here. Because we've been recording for over an hour.
I
Sound
guess
good to
she's
you?
in the room. We can hear the music.
Yeah.
Back to that lovely, lovely music. That sexy piano.
Yes. Oh. Hey, Rogers.
We're just gonna grope the door.
Oh,
That's what he was
Narracon.
doing.
you startled me. Sorry, Rogers. Rogers, what are you doing?
I've already locked the door between the kitchen and the dining room. No one will be able to play tricks with those sailor boy figures tonight, at any rate.
Who do you think the killer is?
Miss Claythorne, of course.
Why?
She brought the rhyme to our attention. She seems innocent of her crime. I think it's just a blind.
Aren't you innocent of your crime?
We're not talking of me, sir. And she's the least likely suspect with drunken doctors, wily judges, religious zealots, cowardly hunters, and you, whatever you are, running about.
Usually it's the butler who's the least likely suspect.
Not where I come from, sir.
Oof.
Any idea who Mr. Owen's next victim might be?
Miss Claythorne.
But you said she was Mr. Owen.
Did I? Then Miss Brent.
Why?
There's something terrible about her. There's hard steel under those frumpy clothes. Mark my words. Owen would do well to polish her off before she gets her knitting needles into him.
I appreciate your candor, Mr. Rogers.
And we
Jeez,
talked
you're
to-
really willing to point the finger, aren't you, mister?
Yeah.
Carthorne's the killer. Carthorne's gonna die. What?
Yes. Okay, so we've talked to 4 of the characters. Yeah, 4 of the characters so far. I know the doctor's in his room.
We're just gonna watch. Oh, okay. I was gonna say we're just gonna watch him sleep.
Dr.
For
Armstrong.
the second time in the game.
What? I must say, I don't think much of this barging in on people when they are...
Ministering to the sick?
I don't find that amusing, sir. Not in the slightest.
Dr. Armstrong, if it will relieve your mind at all, I don't think there's anyone alive on this island who truly believes you are a teetotaler.
Somehow that doesn't relieve my mind one bit.
You protest too much, then eye the drinks tray as if it were manna from heaven. You sneak off to your room to freshen up every chance you get.
All right, Mr. Narracott, you've made your point. What do you want?
Who do you think is the killer?
Miss Brent. Knitting. Always knitting. Like Madame Defarge in A Tale of Two Cities. Madame Defarge knitted the names of those destined for the guillotine. Revenge, sir. It seems an apt analogy. Also, I don't much like Bible thumpers.
Have you any proof?
Proof, sir, is for the police. I have a doctor's instincts. My instinct tells me that anyone that's self-righteous and repressed might easily turn to murder. What did she call Mrs. Rogers' death? An act of God. A woman like that could easily cast herself in the role of God's sword.
Any idea who Mr. Owen's next victim might be?
No idea, but I assure you I plan to see it as not I.
Better lock your door then, Doctor. I walked right in.
Thank you for your time, Doctor.
Just the amount of burns that are put upon Armstrong.
Mm-hmm.
He's, like, unintentionally the funniest character. Okay, I think all that's left is Wargrave.
I mean, you think we would do better than lock the doors because person supposedly knows everything about the house.
Right?
Okay, here we go.
Come
Now
here,
remember.
Mr. Narracott. Don't be shy, it's only me.
Communing with the dead, Judge?
In a way, the law is much like necromancy. We delve, the dead give up their secrets.
What has General Mackenzie told you?
Notice the picture of his dear wife. Leslie, I believe he said her name was. The glass has been smashed, perhaps by the same blunt object that did for the General.
But why?
If we knew that, we might be further along in our inquiries, don't you think? I had to hazard a guess, I'd say it has something to do with love. It's one of the prime motives, you know. Greed, revenge, and love. Love has killed as many as either of the other two.
Laying on the facts, man.
Who do you think the killer is?
Lombard is a man used to killing. He freely admits it. It could be a classic double bluff, plead that he is guilty so that we assume his innocence. He's used to taking matters into his own hands. If he suddenly decided for whatever reason that 10 people had to die, I doubt he'd sit still for natural causes.
Any idea who Mr. Owen's next victim will be?
If I were you, Mr. Narracott, I'd watch my own back. Blore is all bluster. I'm past my prime. Armstrong is easily manipulated. Miss Brent's Bible provides all her answers. Miss Claythorne is like a deer caught in onrushing headlights, which is why I suppose you and Mr. Lombard find her so attractive.
You don't miss much, do you?
Jesus.
I miss nothing. And if it doesn't seem too egotistical of me, I can't help feeling that Mr. Owen knows that. Even intended this mystery for me. Why, I can't say, but he didn't count on you, my young friend. I'm hoping that together we may yet thwart him.
Good evening, Judge.
Check the picture. It is correct.
It appears to be a portrait of the General.
And I think that's a good time to stop.
Yeah.
That sound good to you?
Yep, yep.
Alrighty
She
then.
says with a yawn.
Yes. Alright then. That's been this part. And good night.